I cannot believe they actually did make a reference to Roman Holiday. This is the cutest illusion they could have possibly made for Belly's character, and I want to dig into the possible connections. First of all, her haircut scene is obviously the biggest reference. It's a symbol of this princess finally taking a day to herself when she's never really done that in her life. And this is her choosing to possibly disappoint and upset everyone in the world by changing her appearance, which for a princess is something very picked at by the public. She is making a decision that's all about herself. This is a choice that she really has to fight for, as even the hairstylist is adamantly against her chopping off her beautiful hair. We also see this hairstylist asking if Belly is truly sure. I personally really love that this is a woman who's cutting Belly's hair. And I love that this is a woman with a similar style to what Belly wants. She knows how big of a change this is gonna be, and just coming from a woman, there's not this like shame and like trying to force her to do something that you get in Roman Holiday from that hairstylist. It's really like admiration and like, okay, but like this is a big decision. Are you really sure about it? She clearly knows what she's doing, and she also knows the magic that Belly is in for. This actually reminds me of the 90s Sabrina, because this woman is a mentor of sorts to Sabrina, and you eventually see her chop off her hair in a very similar style to this woman. This is huge to Belly's growth, and it's very on the nose for how most characters have treated Belly's life. These characters often treat Belly like a tiny little doll, and even us as the audience ourselves really want her to be what we want her to be and to do the things we want to see. Some of the dialogue that I've seen judging her for her decisions and the fling that she's having with Benito. For me, the entire message of this classic film is that adventure is worth it. Experience is worth it. Even romance is worth it, even if you know that it can't last or if it has to be something temporary. It's worth it to live in the present moment. Princess Anne is driven around Rome as Joe is driving the scooter, and I'm loving Benito so much. I love that he's pushing Belly out of her shell, getting her to go and explore the city. This is also a nod to the 90s Sabrina, but there's also this scene of the princess driving herself, and this really is the theme. She is making her own decisions. She is driving this adventure herself, and this is what Belly is doing as well. And I also find it so significant. In the classic movie Sabrina, Sabrina is a chauffeur's daughter, and I just find it profound every time that Belly is driving herself. She's always portrayed in the passenger seat. So this is a broader metaphor for me, and has been since season 1, of Belly choosing to live for herself. We also heard Susanna talk about her own adventures in Italy and the fact that she ate gelato every single day. And one of the very first things we see from Anne is her getting herself some gelato and choosing to have this little moment just for herself before she even knows that Joe is around. Which brings up the question for me of what we still might see with Conrad. Cutting her hair is just the beginning of all the adventures she has in Rome. So I'm ecstatic for what we could see. Joe tells the princess, "Why don't you take a little time for yourself? Live dangerously, take the whole day." She says, "I'd like to do just whatever I like. I'd like to sit in a sidewalk cafe, walk in the rain, have fun, and maybe some excitement." And they do all of these things. They see the sights, they have some fun, they visit a wall of wishes, and this really reminds me of people putting their locks on the bridge in Paris, which, by the way, was like featured in To All the Boys I Loved Before, the 3rd movie. So if they do that, Belly and Conrad, that's also like a nod to other things in the Jenny Han universe. Oh, that would be cute. They go out dancing, and these are the little sneak peeks that we've seen. We've seen them dancing by the river, and maybe it doesn't rain like she wanted, but they jump into the river to escape these guys that are chasing him and trying to get the princess safely back home. And look at this wet hair. It's so romantic. And I don't think that Belly and Conrad are gonna jump in the river, but wouldn't it be so romantic if they got caught in the rain? I mean, Paris in the rain is so beautiful. And oh, they have a tearful goodbye because they know that the day has to come to an end, and they don't know if they'll ever see each other again. But this is the point of this story. Romance is worth it, even if it's brief, even if it's short. The experience and the joy and the love, it's all worth it. And it would be very Casablanca if they have like a tearful goodbye, like at a train station or something, being like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I also would personally love if Belly and Conrad have like a no strings attached kind of day together where they don't know what the future holds, they just want to spend this adventure together, because it also really fits in with, well, we don't know what the future holds, but we'll always have Paris. I love this part in Roman Holiday where Joe says, don't tell your folks, I won't tell mine. I think it'd be so cute if it's like they keep it a secret, they don't tell anyone about it, they just want to explore things on their own, because everybody else, when they get involved and when they meddle and when they interfere, they've always ruined things and interrupted things for Conrad and Belly. So this would be like so cute and such an adorable adventure, just seeing where things can go. If it wasn't obvious, I love this film. This is one of my absolute favorite Audrey Hepburn films, and it's right above Sabrina for me. And honestly, like, this is so magical because when season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty dropped, that was the most magical night. And the day after that, I remember turning on some Audrey Hepburn movies. We watched Sabrina and we watched Roman Holiday as we were making these chocolate caramel desserts. And it was just like such a core magical memory for me, blending those classic movies and season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm dying inside. This is beautiful. I'm just happy with the little connections that we've already seen to Roman Holiday. If this is all that we get, I think it's subtle, but it's a beautiful touch, and it speaks to Belly's independence. But I'm a hopeless romantic, so of course I hope that we get to see more of the romantic elements with Conrad in this Roman Holiday context. I don't know what's gonna happen, so who knows, I could be totally wrong. We'll see, and it's okay if I'm wrong, but definitely go watch this movie because this movie is great in and of itself. Okay, goodbye.